In this video, I'm gonna show you the bug that happens when we enable the multi-domain support on Horizon. Firstly, I'm gonna log in using a user's credential within the default domain. As we can see, for users within the default domain, it works, but it won't work for users within other domains. So to show that, I'm gonna create a new domain, and for create a new domain, firstly I'm gonna get an authentication token. I'm gonna store this information here. And now I'm gonna create the domain using the authentication token, test domain, its name. I'm going to store the domain ID here. Okay, now I'm going to create a new project. Here I'm setting the domain ID and the authentication token. Okay, so the project is created. I'm gonna store its ID, and for users I'm gonna create two users. The first one I'm gonna grant an admin role, and for the second one I'm gonna grant a member role. I'm setting the domain ID, the default project ID, and the authentication token. The first user is test user and his password is test. Okay, so I just created the first user. I'm going to store its ID, his ID. So the second user is test user 2 and password test 2, and I'm going to store his ID. Okay, I'm going to list roles to get the ID of the admin and member role. For admin, I'm gonna store the ID, and also for member role here. Now I'm gonna grant the roles for those users. Okay, the first one, now I need the project ID. The first user that we called test user, and the admin role ID. It worked. And now the second user and the member role ID. Okay, now I'm gonna try to log in using the new domain, test domain, that we created here, test domain. the first user that we called test user and its password test. And now we got the bug. The bug is on the Python Nova client because of when Horizon pass the token, the v3 token to Nova, Nova tries to authenticate against the Keystone, but Nova is not prepared to work with v3 tokens. Now I'm going to do the same for the user, the second user. And we get the same error.